Okay, live again. Howdy, folks. This is Rod Normeyer. Got my first video out of the way. Talking about brutal. I went back and, I was a little hesitant about pushing that publish or clicking on the publish button, but got to start somewhere. So I went back and reviewed it, and there's just a lot of cleaning up I need to do as far as like using the ums and the ands and the and just stuff like that. And I'm hoping as time goes on, as I keep doing videos, it's a lot of that'll clean itself up, along with me making a conscious effort to try to keep it out of my videos. But I wanted to do one more video to tell you a little bit about me, who I am, where I came, a little bit of a background. So, with that being said, I grew up on a cattle ranch up in the sand hills of Nebraska, and after graduation, graduated the top five of my class. By the way, that's because there's only five in my class, but I always throw that out there to people every once in a while. I'm like, yeah, I graduated top five of my class. How about you? But anyway, um, after graduation, I went into the United States Navy, where I served 2 years active duty. And during that time of active duty, we spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time out at sea, a lot, down in the Caribbean. I was stationed over on the East Coast of the Second Fleet, and we spent we spent 3 months down in Gitmo. We're supposed to do we're for training. It was for training. We was only supposed to be there for like 3 weeks, but it turned out to be 3 months. Man, Guantanamo Bay, Gitmo, or Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. I'm sorry, Gitmo for short. And man, what a shithole! And it was a shithole, and I don't know what it is like now, but back then. And this was in 88. Yeah, 88. And when I was there, they was just laying the groundwork out to build a small shopping mall, which they needed something down there because it was desolate. A lot of Marines. There's a lot of protecting the border. It's a naval base, but there's Marines down there, protecting the border and all that. But after after we finished up there at Gitmo, we went back to the states, and then shortly after that, we got an early notice to go over to the Med. So I spent 6 months out in the Mediterranean on deployment. What was it, the Roosevelt? The Roosevelt? I'm trying to think here. It was, I want to say the Theodore Roosevelt Battle Group, I believe. But anyhow, when I got out of active duty, where I eventually served 6 years reserves. But shortly after getting out of the Navy active duty, I got into a tech school there back in eastern Nebraska, where I studied diesel technology. And after graduating from college, I spent 25 years in the diesel industry as a diesel mechanic. And then during that 25 years, married, and my wife and we had two girls, which we raised, and they're out of the house now, so it's just her and I. So that's kind of my history, in a nutshell. But what I want to do in the near future, in the next videos, I want to talk about some of the content that I kind of like to lay out and talk about. And I think one of them, is covering the Constitution. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't know about the Constitution. Well, it's not studied in our schools. And I think there's a reason for that. But it's as important as ever now because right now our Constitution is being attacked from all sides. And if we don't do something about it, if we see, when you join the service, you take an oath. And that oath, is to protect the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I say domestic because we're having a little issue in that area. And that's an oath a veteran, even though you are discharged from the service, it's an oath that sticks with you till the day you die. It's an oath that I will honor until the day I die. So right now, the Constitution is being infringed on by politicians who have been either bought off by special interest groups via big tech or other countries, or they're just compromised and just got to go. They just got to go with their marching orders. Either way, the Constitution is under attack. And when the Constitution is under attack, that means we, the people, are under attack. It's just not a few people. See, this is the thing. We're all in this together. And we must stick together as one nation. And I could go on. I mean, I can go on. I'm not doing a very good job. Maybe I'm not doing a very good job covering this the way I should. But I just kind of want to give you an idea of what's going on, with our country. And I said before in my last video that the reason that I started this YouTube channel was to uh, see, there I go hesitating again. The reason I started this YouTube channel was because we need to get the word out there to other people and start waking people up to what's going on in our country and what these politicians, these bought off politicians, are doing to destroy this nation, the very fabric that holds this nation together. That's one of the reasons. There's other reasons I could probably go into, and maybe, yeah, I probably should, because those are other subjects I like to. Besides the Constitution, the other subject I'd like to touch on, which it's not an easy subject to talk about, and that's the child trafficking that's going on. There are a lot of children that go up missing, with the child trafficking, and there's a lot. I've been down this rabbit hole, It's bad. I mean, it is really, really bad. And we, as a people, need to wake up to this evil that is plaguing this nation with all different. Oh, how do I want to put it? Our nation is just being plagued with evil, and this child trafficking is just one of them. And it's an ugly subject, but we have to address it as a nation. We have to address this. We the people have to address this. And there's a lot of people that there's just some people that just they want to ignore it. They don't want to deal with it. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who isn't ignoring it, and that's God. And you know, when I decide, when it's time for me to check out of this planet, when I check out of this planet and I'm sitting there in the debriefing room, and the big man comes up and he says, Rob, what did what did you do to protect my children? Well, I don't want to be sitting there picking my nose trying to come up with an answer. So this is going to be my answer. And I hope I get a lot of people on board. I'm not the only one talking about this, because there's a lot of other people on YouTube that are talking about. Scott McCabe, over there at the Patriot Street Fighter, the one I told you in my last video, who kind of encouraged me to. Well, he's the one that basically kind of gave me the boot, because I was been sitting on the fence this whole time, and he was the one that kind of gave me the nudge to get this started. Get a YouTube channel started and start talking about this and start waking people up. So you got Scott McKay, and there's other people out there that are talking about this. You have Mel K, I believe it. Mel K. God, I hope I got that right. There's others. 107. David Rodriguez. Um, there's other people that are trying to wake up the masses to this, because it has. I think, and this is just what I believe. I just believe that one of the reasons why our country is going through what it's going through is because of the judgment that's been put on us by God, because of us sitting by and not doing anything while all these children are being tortured or sacrificed. And we didn't do nothing about it. And we will have to answer to it someday. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day we will. So, with that being said, that's another subject I'd like to get into. And there was another one, and I don't have a whole lot of information on it, and that's the deep underground military bases. Because according to some sources, a lot of the child trafficking is going on right underneath our feet. With all these dumbs and these tunnels that the that the cabal has built over the years. And there's actually a war, according to other sources like Scott McKay. I don't have no sources on it, but I know Scott McKay has touched on this several times on the war that's going on underneath our